Hi, my name is Kevin, and this is Kate, and we're coordinators for Global Outreach Night at Northside Christian Church in Springfield, Missouri.
One of the reasons why we started Global Outreach Night here at Northside was because we saw a gap between the congregation and our global workers on the field, and we needed to find a way to bridge that gap.
Part of the vision of what we came up for was a regular meeting for our congregation to be informed, to become more aware of what was going on the field, and then find ways to brainstorm that we could practically support our global outreach workers.
At Go Night, we meet once a quarter, and we start with food. What's been working recently has been theming our Go Night around our global workers and where they are located. So for instance, we're having a North Africa Go Night coming up. And so we're going to have a North African meal that will be provided at a small donation fee to help out with costs. And then after the meal, we'll have a time of announcements just for things going on in our community that are globally minded, whether it's the Perspectives program or the Kairos program that's going on. We'll even do updates for our global workers and maybe some little videos that they've sent or blog updates that they've posted. And then after announcements, we kind of go into our time of highlighting those global workers for that month. So it would be our North Africa global workers this month. And then they'll share for a time, and then we'll have a Q&A time. And then after that, we go into a time of focused prayer time. We call it focused table time, where each table is focused in on one of 6 of our global workers. So each table is either North Africa or India or Kenya, or even our international students, we have a table for them. During that time, we have prayer cards for them to have focused prayer time. We also have a time where they get to brainstorm about ideas of how we can support our global workers at this time. What are their needs?
So each table represents a specific people group that we have missionaries or global workers that we support. And at each table, we also have designated and delegated an advocate for each one of those groups. This person would be in communication with the global workers on the field, getting the prayer requests, getting the newsletters, and finding what needs they have. And then they would be the ones at each table communicating to the rest of the people there what their needs are and how they can be supported and how they can be prayed for.
So prior to Global Outreach Night, we had mentioned that there was a gap between our congregation and our global workers on the field. And we wanted to bridge this gap. And kind of what we've seen, the fruit that we are seeing from Global Outreach Night is really great. Now we have an avenue for our congregation to come and to be a part of what's going on the field, whether it's just praying for our global workers or getting their hands in on a project for our global workers, sending packages or birthday cards or anniversary cards. It puts purpose behind our global workers here in our church. Sometimes I think there's this disconnect where, well, you support them financially, but you don't really get to talk with them.
And also to grow in them an ownership that they can be more than just a financial sender, but they can advocate. They can be an advocate for our global workers as well. They can support them emotionally and practically in different ways. It's so much better when you see a need that needs to be met and then you can actually meet that need and to be part of the blessing. So we want our church members to be a part of the blessing in sending and in all that global outreach is. And hopefully this mission-mindedness will become part of our church culture ultimately. We know it's the heart of God to reach all nations, and we hope that Global Outreach Night would be one way that our church would also pursue that.